Shalom, brothers and sisters. So we watched over the last week as Syria basically collapsed. Bashar Assad ducked out of there with his family. Everything just went absolutely bananas. And the militants took over. There's still a lot of chaos amongst the different factions within Syria. So a very unstable situation right on Israel's border. We then saw Israel pushing to Mount Hermon and over onto the Syrian side to create a buffer zone between Israel and Syria in case of chaos, and then go full out and start attacking Syria's standing military as it is before they say everything falls into the hands of an unknown quantity. These militants that are taking over that have got links to ISIL and ISIS and things like this that they're not sure of. So to stop anything like that could hurt Israel in the long term, they've wiped out most of those capabilities. Important things like chemical weapon manufacturing plants and storage facilities, those kind of things as well. But also multiple military bases and naval assets. Now, when this thing was kicking off and Bashar was ducking and running and the militants were taking over, the militants actually said they want good relations with Israel and Trump in America, and they respect Israel and Trump, and they have a shared goal of keeping Iran out of Syria and making Syria stable. So it all sounds really great. So they seem to be very positive. But post what Israel has done since then, they are now very aggressive and anti-Israel. Understandably so, if you look at it from their point of view. So the latest articles out of Israel, let's just listen to these two. While radical Sunni militants were conquering Damascus, Israel was conducting an absolute massive bombing campaign inside Syria, unlike anything ever seen before. The IDF is telling us that more than 350 targets were hit. Basically, the goal was to destroy as much military hardware as possible so that it does not fall into the hands of the militants. So maybe what America should have done when they left Afghanistan. The Israelis were concerned that the militants might use the military hardware they inherited against them, and so they took preemptive action. Unfortunately, the militants are now steaming mad and are already publicly threatening Israel. So that friendly overture that they made in the beginning has already ended. Israel confirmed it carried out attacks on Syria's naval fleet as part of its efforts to neutralize military assets. In a statement, the IDF said that the ships struck the ports of Al Baida and Latakia on Monday, where 15 vessels were docked, wiped out. The BBC verified videos showing blasts at the port of Latakia, with footage appearing to show extensive damage to ships and parts of the port. The goal of the operation was to destroy the entire Syrian navy, and we are being told the operation was successful. So, Syrian navy gone, no longer exists. Not just that, but their port destroyed and damaged. It's been reported Israel also conducted extensive strikes on the largest air bases in Syria, wiping out helicopters, dozens of helicopters, fighter jets, everything, all destroyed, bringing them to 80% of Syrian military capabilities destroyed by the IDF. 80%. So they basically put their military right back into the Stone Age, so a little bit ahead of South Africa, which is even worse off. At least Syria still has 20% capability. We have 2 planes and who knows what else. But it is incredible how fast they moved, how massively they neutralized Syrian military capabilities in one foul blow. But they now have a very angry new neighbor sitting on their doorstep who was hoping to utilize all that said equipment for their country that they're now busy reforming. They now have nothing. In the midst of having no money, no anything, the country is in shambles. Where are they going to get money to be able to rebuild this military? So they've been set back decades to be able to get back to where they were under Assad, which was not a great place because they were relying on Russia and other countries to bolster their military capabilities. But the situation keeps developing. It keeps changing on a daily. daily/hourly basis. Definitely worth keeping your eyes on it, because as I've said before, Syria is the perfect staging ground, and we've seen the countries involved in the Gog-Magog war staging there already. Russia, Turkey, these countries have been coming in with their forces. So we'll see what the next few weeks hold, if we're still here. And if not, then it will continue as it is supposed to continue, as per biblical prophecy for the end times. And we are seeing the groundwork, the foundation of everything that's supposed to happen, happening right now in front of us. Please, once again, pray for all of the innocents caught up in the midst of all this chaos. God bless. Keep looking up. Keep praying for Israel and the lost. Shalom.